Every man has his secret sorrows which the world knows not, and oftentimes we call a man cold when he is only sad. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. The only thing more exhausting than being depressed is pretending that you're not. Anonymous. Depression is like a bruise that never goes away. A bruise in your mind. You just got to be careful not to touch it where it hurts. It's always there, though. Jeffrey Eugenides. When you're surrounded by all these people, it can be lonelier than when you're by yourself. You can be in a huge crowd, but if you don't feel like you can trust anyone or talk to anybody, you feel like you're really alone. Fiona Apple. The greatest degree of inner tranquility comes from the development of love and compassion. The more we care for the happiness of others, the greater our own sense of well-being becomes. Dalai Lama. Sometimes, life will kick you around, but sooner or later, you realize you're not just a survivor. You're a warrior, and you're stronger than anything life throws your way. Brooke Davis. Depression is being colorblind and constantly told how colorful the world is. Atticus. You say you're depressed. All I see is resilience. You are allowed to feel messed up and inside out. It doesn't mean you're defective. It just means you're human. David Mitchell. The only thing more exhausting than being depressed is pretending that you're not. Anonymous. Depression, for me, has been a couple of different things, but the first time I felt it, I felt helpless, hopeless, and things I had never felt before. Kevin Love. The pupil dilates in darkness and in the end finds light, just as the soul dilates in misfortune and in the end finds God. Victor Hugo. You don't have to live a lie. Living a lie will mess you up. It will send you into depression. It will warp your values. Gilbert Baker. No matter how hopeless you feel today, know that you have the power to change your life. Your story isn't over yet. Unknown. You say you're depressed. All I see is resilience. You are allowed to feel messed up and inside out. It doesn't mean you're defective. It just means you're human. David Mitchell. Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean it isn't so. Lemony Snicket. The sun stopped shining for me is all. The whole story is, I am sad. I am sad all the time and the sadness is so heavy that I can't get away from it. Not ever. Nina LaCour. Depression is the most unpleasant thing I have ever experienced. It is that absence of being able to envisage that you will ever be cheerful again. The absence of hope. J.K. Rowling. There is hope, even when your brain tells you there isn't. John Green. Depression is like a heaviness that you can't ever escape. It crushes down on you, making even the smallest things like tying your shoes or chewing on toast seem like a 20-mile hike uphill. Depression is a part of you. It's in your bones and your blood. Jasmine Warger. The deepest fear we have, the fear beneath all fears, is the fear of not measuring up, the fear of judgment. It's this fear that creates the stress and depression of everyday life. Tullian Chivigian. Depression is like drowning, except you can see everyone around you breathing. Unknown. Depression is the inability to construct a future. Rollo May. When you're lost in those woods, it sometimes takes you a while to realize that you are lost. For the longest time, you can convince yourself that you've just wandered off the path, that you'll find your way back to the trailhead any moment now. Then night falls again and again, and you still have no idea where you are, and it's time to admit that you have bewildered yourself so far off the path that you don't even know from which direction the sun rises anymore. Elizabeth Gilbert. Depression is being in a room full of people and feeling like you're the only one in it. Unknown. You are allowed to feel messed up and inside out. It doesn't mean you're defective. It just means you're human. David Mitchell. Depression is a battle between a body that fights with all its might to survive and a mind that wants to die. Unknown. Depression is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign that you have been trying to be strong for too long. Unknown. One swallow does not make a summer, neither does one fine day. Similarly, one day or brief time of happiness does not make a person entirely happy. Aristotle. Depression is the feeling of someone whispering in your ear and telling you that you are worthless. Unknown. Depression is the inability to construct a future. Rollo May.